Hello, Xile Grayson here. So something we're going to do differently today. So this was a game that I started working on a few years ago. This is the demo of it. This is the latest patch that was released, which is back in 2024. I'm doing a live recording, so everything that you're going to hear is completely off script. But I'm going to tell you all the different secrets of this game. I'm going to show you all the different things about this game. I didn't intend to show some of the Xiled Ones, but I had someone who asked me about the game and saying I should do a game, like a playthrough of it. So we're going to play through this as quickly as possible. I'm going to give you all the little tidbits about it. There is a book. It's called Z.FG // the book that can be found on the website Z.FGgame.com. This can be downloaded on that website as well. There is also another book called Your Fool, which is a more closer adaptation or more closer story to the canon of Z. So this is all based on the albums Z, which is from Hurt Records, which you can get right now. Z5 is supposedly coming with Z Live as well, but we'll be having some Easter eggs for that in a minute. And yeah. So I may not sound really cheerful about this experience. I'm proud of this game. I am proud of it, even though it's a buggy mess, because obviously it was my first attempt at making a full-blown game. But there's just so much in this game that really does take me back. The lackluster reception to it. There's not been anything really. I've not had anyone really talk to me about it. No one really asks me about it. It's the same with the books. Nothing gets said. So I do actually don't really acknowledge it very well. If you ask me to say what the first game that I ever wanted to make was, it's the game that I'm working on now, which is Z-Head, which I'm working on. Because when I was a teenager, I wanted a fast-paced game. This is a slow game. And there's just so much I wanted to do with this as well. Like, there was multiple updates that were supposed to be coming out. There was plans to do a zombies mode, which you'll see a reference to it in a minute. And there was just so much that I had planned. I had an idea for different songs for it. There was just a lot of things that I really wanted to do, which after the end of the demo, I realized I just couldn't continue it anymore. I was asked to do a Steam Deck patch, which I tried to work on, but I was just so demotivated by this game completely that I don't really want to keep going back to it. I want to move forward and work on a project that I'm really happy working on. But I still love this game. I still love it. I'm still respectful to Ben. I owe him a lot for a lot of this. You know, he gave me the opportunity to do this, and when I presented it to him. So there was a lot of things here that I'm sort of proud of, and then other things as well. But let's just get straight to it. So this was the secret of the game. I always wanted to do something like this. This is a reference to an idea that the Z storyline could take place in the future. So this is from the future or current time. I'd say this is actually 2000. Or 2011. First Easter egg. We've got Mate here, and we've got this, which is the Z Live on Shock, and yeah, and there's also a tower there. It had Ben's NN logo on it, but it's obviously so far away that we can't see it. And there is also a Easter egg up here, I think, which will present itself in the future. And also you may be seeing more of this building very soon. Oh yes, he's watching. Aldrich just been sent us a message. If you're also wondering why did I do it that way, it's because Ben played PT, and it freaked him the fuck out when those messages popped up, so I wanted to fuck with him a bit.
Okay, I've done that. What next?
And that's Ben himself. Singing.
What the hell was that? Wait, what's that sound?
Singing Give Your Soul to Me. Obviously the voice of the main character is Jack. in this one. He was done with AI because I didn't have a voice actor. I don't have any money, so I couldn't hire someone to do it. So I used AI to do the voice. So that's why it sounds very shit. And also, this was like when AI voices weren't really that great. So yeah. Let's go and find the light switch. Right. I know it's here. I can see it. There it is. Oh, that's the door because it's locked. Oh, I can see it on the second screen, not on this screen. There we go. So there we go. So this was the Easter egg. This was me hinting that we was going to have a zombies mode at the end of all the updates. The plan was there was going to be a zombies update where he would have a rain-based map. You will see the map in a minute. And the idea was he was going to get weapons. There was going to be like 2 weapons. There was going to be a shotgun and there was going to be a pistol. You'll see those in a minute. And so this was a little nod to that. It's just saying, oh, I'm going to be doing a zombies mode. And it was because I was using the elements of Call of Duty design. So obviously that was off like the World at War logo or World at War teasers. And it was just a little hint to it. Here, obviously, it's based on Winamp. This is set in like the 2011, even though it says 2022. But this was because we was going to present the game to Ben on that date when I was going to go to the studio, but that didn't happen. Obviously, 115, self-explanatory. Line We Abandoned, self-explanatory. Hurt Records, self-explanatory. Don't need that one yet. That pen is a reference to Death Note. That's Light Yagami's pen. Is Henry Langham dead? This is the question everyone has at the end of Z.FG. I don't think it is, and you'll see the reason why in a minute. When is Next Diplomat coming out? Question on all Hurt Records fans' minds all the time. Is Jennifer a member of the canon? Who knows? Alcatraz, I don't think it's the place. That was a hint to the story of the game. Is there going to be a Z6? I'm hope so, though there is. We've got Z5 coming. Where is Carlisle? Obviously, we know where Carlisle is, but Ben talks about another Carlisle. Langham equal Ben? So all I'm saying is Ben Langham. Who knows? Almora, Jennifer? Are they the two are the same? Who knows? Are we going to get a Cogs 2? A part 2? Who knows? And then this was just a clue to what you got to do. So basically, you got to find a Betamax converter. Since I have VHS in storage somewhere, beta, B plus V, which is sort of into Ben and Vic. Nice little hint there. VHS equals horror, and then obviously we consider the letter A there, meaning Aldrich. And as you can see, we've got all the different Hurt Records albums, so there's all the Z albums so far. Oh, at the time of making this, there's Two Lost Boys, Nomad, The Best of Hurt Records, and The Quiet One. And then we've got some here. We've got Almora's album Overcast, and then we got one of the 2 down tracks. But the cool thing is, if we press this button here, so you got Diplomat, Line We Abandoned, hence that, and a 2 down track. Obviously we've got the Nomad poster there as well. So yeah, there's all sorts of things in this. I mean, this has had graphics, so you could do that. This was basically me trying to do like the Minecraft bed. So yeah, there's all sorts of things here. This is a way, if you come back to this level, you can just skip everything because it loads. The way it loads up, it just loads everything. Got a mini there. There is another Easter egg up here as well. So if we jump on here and crouch, there's the 2 down logo. And then when you have a look here, Devil put dinosaurs here because that's a reference to Alice in Chains. Because I was listening to that at the time and I thought I should put it in. So what we do is we get the letter. So there's something, Mina 5, and then listen, and then we get the tape, which is Mina on the hurt max, 33 down.
Okay, I've done that. What next?
So then we put that back, and we go to the inventory, beta tape. So all we're gonna do is put it in the Betamax converter. That's how, and then take it.
I've done that. What next?
So now we've got the beta inside the converter. I'm going to turn this lights off because just for a bit of ambience.
Done that. What next?
So we put the tape in. So it's ready, and then we click play. Now this is footage from News at Ben, but I was intersplicing this with the ending of Z.FG.
Recording 1.
And there we go. Oh. It hasn't loaded up the cutscene. Oh well. So here is the main menu. We see night. There's different music playing. If you watch his hands, he'll start tapping. A lot of the music was 2-down music, well, Z music that I slowed down and reverbed, which added so much creepiness to it. We've got the Z lantern, but just keep an eye out. You see he's tapping his finger. That's Morse code, and then he looks, and then the light, find the radio piece. That was a reference to an Easter egg that was going to be happening in the game. So here we are. We've got the level select. So here is a lot of things that was foreshadowing the future. So this is the autumn map, and it's a location where we're going to be going. That's the protagonist of the game and the love of his life, Michelle. The newspaper which explains how she was murdered, and when he was originally called Adler, so there's a little nod to what was happening, and that is him as well, missing. Join the Mosh program. There is the actual map we were just on, with a hint something is off about this. We'll explain that in a minute. This character, he was going to be in the town update, and the idea was when he turns up, you would see him around the map, you'd find remnants of him, and when you did, it was a serial killer for the Mosh. But we have the still switch here. Obviously, Almora down with a shot from Z Live. And we've turned this on. What's this? We've got Easter eggs. So it hurts to remember, obviously, it hurts to remember for him, but the Rebel was saying he's here, so the Rebel is the one who's also saying it hurts to remember. So I wonder why he's saying that. That is obviously, well, that's Aldrich leaving a message for Jack. I'll explain that later. He was here. So who was there? I have him. Rebel has Aldrich. That was a code as well, which again, when I made this, I've completely forgot what it was about. So let's go to the forest. That PTG logo is when Ben did some play the game news. Okay, so we've got to find the first radio. But first, let me explain that loading screen. So, Project Arrow. The Arrow group is let's just say, the counterpoint of the canon. The canon's main, let's say, antagonists of the Z storyline, and I wanted to do something pretty much like how Call of Duty had Group 935. They also had Group 601, and I always was intrigued by Group 601. So I wanted to do my own version, and that is what the Arrow group is. The Arrow group is a bit like the canon, owned by a certain, let's just say canon has the Illuminati part. These ones are more on the square. So yeah, Group 601. Group 601. The Arrow group had created their own mosh. The mosh weren't as strong. They were more defective than the canon mosh. But there was something about them. And there was one who was the best out of them all, which we will find out in due time. Obviously, Hurt Records logo there. Neo Noir Games, before I changed my company's name to Neo Noir Entertainment. So here, let's go here first. So here we have the book called The Doctor, the Lion, the Crime. This was a reference to 3 songs from the Amora Down album, Overcast, When the Doctor Leaves, The Lion We Abandoned, and obviously The Crime. And the idea was this was going to be a ghost story where the Doctor kills her husband because the husband fell in love with someone else. And obviously she then, as you can see for this, ghosts walked across the lake because they pull her in. And that was originally going to be the idea of the story, but you would get all the different pages in this book. So you open the page, open it up, and no, not there. So there we got that. Let's go and read the pages. So here you have the diary system. There was going to be all sorts thrown into this. Was going to be journal entries, general notes such as like tutorial notes, letters, books. So here it is. It was all done by different chapters as well. So here you go, page 1. Right, I'm not gonna read the story, but because you can pause it and have a look for yourself. But the idea was you was gonna find these pages around the books, and then you'd get each piece, and then you'd have a full story at the end of the game. There was one that was going to be called The Truth in Her Eyes, which is now being actually. I'm writing The Truth in Her Eyes as we speak, and it is different to this. So we have that. And you also get records, which we'll find in due time. Oh, subtle thing. The blue lanterns with the, let's just say fireflies. At the time of making this game, one of my favourite wrestlers passed away, and one of the things that he was known for was to carry a lantern with blue light and the fireflies. So I put this in as a little nod to him, because it was such a shock about his passing, so I thought it was nice to do a little nod, and it was the actual lantern that he uses. So, but we see them all over the place anyway. They just guide you, because follow the buzzards. But then he got obviously the line, "Hold on to the lights," and here we have the radio. So that was Aldrich, and he's basically told you that they've been working at you for some time. You are in your mind. You are trapped in your mind. This is all in your head. You are basically frozen because you are a mosh. You're not like any other mosh. You have been injected with a different serum compared to the others. So they have Angel's notes, and Angel's notes have found a way to bring you back, but they have to do it in a specific order to get you back. So the idea is they are guiding you. So what we are doing is we are trying to get you out of your mind. But there is someone coming at the same time because she needs you and she's going to manipulate you and use you. But is she, or is it going to be your friend? Who knows? We'll find that out later. Yeah, that's a reference to Two Lost Boys. And we found a bottle. Now, this bottle, Chrome and Synth Bash and Fury. Wonder why we got those bottles. Let's find some more. Oh, first thing we're going to need as well. Let's get to the mana, because we need the axe. Plus, I want a place for that. You know, I'm probably going to want to hear if you're a Z fan, or a Hurt Records fan, or BGG fan. Who knows? Well, obviously, you've got to be that. No one else is going to want to play this fucking shit. And that means a mosh is about, so fuck. And here's the mana. And if you listen to that, that was a bit from Deathbed. So now we've got to get quick and get the axe. So there we go. We have got the Play the Game Home logo. Here is the axe. And I think we've got the I'm Still Here tree. Now, this is where it's going to probably get a bit tricky. If the mosh is here, because the mosh spawn, there's 3 mosh that spawn each time the wolves howl. One spawns. Once they've all spawned, they don't come back. The wolves keep howling. Asylum, which is a reference to the map. The dead trees. So there we go. So if you're wondering, that is a reference to something that we'll be seeing more of. So we've got to turn back. Let's get ready just in case, because I think a second mosh has spawned, and if I know the mosh spawn patterns, there's a chance we may have a mosh spawn here. No. I'm just wondering, can I actually see? Let's have a look. Yeah, you can see the paintings. Obviously, there's a power switch, so you can see in the building. Also, that should give you a hint of what it's based on. It's another mosh. So we got 3 mosh in there spawned. One of them's down by that gate, so we don't have to worry about it. But there's going to be a mosh down here. Right, let's go this way. Also, blue door. There's a reason for that.
You should see what I'm writing. Cool little story. Interesting twist. Well, I like to find at the reveal. It really does take me back. Anyway, you better go. You need to get to that manor. Aldrich is doing a lot to help you, mate. Also, while you're there, if you see my room, please don't go in. And if you do, don't mess with anything. Because I hate for you to suddenly lose your sanity. A lot of people out. Oh, what was right? Don't believe everything you hear. Who says the man in the grey suit is the good guy? And who is the man in the brown suit? Anyway, better get back to writing this. Till then, cheerio, mate. Oh, and be careful of the lights. You don't want them to go out, mate. 6, 5, oh, what? 6, 1, 5. What was that?
Okay, quick explanation of that. So that was actually the rebel, and the rebel has basically realised you've gone off the path, and he's basically telling you, Aldrich is doing a lot to keep you, to getting you out there. He's writing something as well, which hints to the future, which is what rebel is. It's something that will present itself in the future. There's not much I really want to talk about with the rebel because he's quite an enigma. Anything that is neo-noir, entertainment related, you will hear about. You'll find bits and pieces of his story. There was a reference to him in that room as well. If you had a look, there was a painting. We also had a certain box that has been remained unlocked for, well, blocked for years, which we may never know what the hell's inside of it. And that building. Now, the reason why he starts humming "There Ain't No Grave to Hold My Body Down" by Johnny Cash is because that building is heavily based on the, well, it's a lodge that was used for a promo that The Undertaker did when it was like 2-1-1 or something like that. It was a really cool promo and I really loved that. I just don't like the way it ended. But I've always loved that location, so I 3D modelled it and made it look like that. So the Rebel's there. He's typing a story. He says there's an interesting twist. He also says something as well, and he says, "Don't believe everything that you hear. Could the man in the grey suit be the good guy? Be the good guy, and the brown suit be the bad guy? Or maybe they're not. Maybe the bad guy is the grey suit. Who knows?" So, yeah, let's continue. There's Langham going. Now, if you've seen the music video, you may recognise this place. Let's go inside. Some more waiting, so if we just be careful and leave. There he is. There's Langham. Exactly like the music video. And there is the lights flickering. And like as you can see, there's that. And what could that be? So here we have the Z Lantern, which was, he was able to use it, but for some reason it just wouldn't work. Each time I tried to fix it, it just would not work. So we've got some of the pages. And we have this, which was the sketch of the mosh, which gratefully Derek gave me the actual scan, and this was the scan, which I downgraded. We have the typewriter, and we have Diplomat ink. So let's read the pages. So in the library, we're going to the letters. So this is a letter written from GK, which is basically Graham Knight, and he's telling Engel that he's taken up on his offer and he will be heading to the office, which we will see that happen. Stay safe, my dear chap. That's his phrase. A bit like how it is. Prepare to receive more. How's your wife? And then obviously that's the letter that Langham leaves for Jennifer at the end of the down music video. And then we go into the journals. Here we go. I'm not gonna read what it is, but this actually happens in the book, Z.FG, the book. And it's basically saying that at the fort, Jennifer was there with a group of friends, and Mr. D, who they think is a friend, comes in and they let him in, and he's not what he seems, and the place goes to shit, and he lets the mosh in. And we go to the TV. Obviously, this TV is based off the World's Collide TV. And we got the music video. And obviously this is the place where it was all filmed. Right now, let's go. This is where it's going to get tricky, because if there's free mosh about it, it's not going to be good. And obviously it's pitch black, I can't see shit down there. Yeah, there's no mosh in fan, fuck. Now you may be wondering, what is this place? Well, if you're an old school play the game 2 Down fan, you may recognise this place. And who's that, I wonder? And obviously that's a reference to something. So, obviously, if you don't know what this place is, this is from Worlds Collide music video. And see, TV don't work. We've got The Last Bottle. There is another book, Sent from Hell, which was a reference to the song Sent from Hell, and it was going to be a revenge story. And again, another page, just in the book, Sent from Hell. And yeah, I'm not going to read it out, but you can pause it, read it for yourself. There's going to be different pages for the books. I didn't finish the story, so if you're wondering what the story happens, I haven't finished it. So now we've got these. So we're here in the Worlds Collide set. What are these? Well, these were the different emblems on the video. So if we put them in the right order, so that is obviously Chroma, 6 string, and there we go. And now, you know what? I'm gonna let you watch this. I completely forgot I left that laugh in there, and that just made me shit myself. Figuratively. So yeah, there you go. What do you think? Well, yeah, I hidden a certain character from the actual video, so when he then holds up the guitar and you see his face, I had to put that character in, and he was standing here all along. So there we go. Right, let's get to the mana, because this is like 40 minutes. And I think at the end of this one, I will break the video down into 2 parts. So we're going to have a 2-parter, which is the first for the Xiled Ones. But now we're going to get to the mana. And I better get the axe ready, because I know there's going to be mosh around now. And sadly, I haven't got a console in this, so I can't summon a pistol. So the only other option I've got is to use these, because the mosh for some reason can't get to them. Oh, one thing I forgot. Here is a different Easter egg. Lavender Cemetery. So this was me referencing Lavender Town, Mr. Brigg, reference to the Resurrection of Benjamin Brigg, which is an Iron Maiden track, which is one of my favourite tracks. And this was going to be part of the Halloween update, and it was also going to be part where you could do the mosh. It was going to be the zombies mode, or the zombies map. I think a mosh is going to be around here. I think I just saw its arm. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can find the mosh. Yeah, there's one of them. So yeah, there was a mosh. There's one mosh that I really fucking hate, and it was a recommendation of a friend of mine. So Empress, if you're watching this, let's go and find the cabbage. And then we'll get to the mana, and then that's where we'll end this video, and I will show you the next part. Yeah, there's a mosh there. I can see its head. And there they are. There we go. That's the one that I really fucking hate. Right. Now let's get to the man. Or get inside the man. We want the man. Let's get inside. Okay, so the next part we'll be talking about the mana part. So till then, as always, stay safe and follow links in the description. Please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, stay safe, my Xile friends. Laters.